in today's creativity flow, we're going to start standing at the top of our mats. I'm going to start facing you, but wherever you feel comfortable. If you don't have a mat, that's totally fine. You might just want something soft to support you if we're down low to the ground. But a mat is not always even necessary for yoga. So just get comfortable, find a space that works for you. And today we're going to work on a flow that nourishes and stretches, nourishes our sacral chakra by stretching our hips and the hip area and our center of creativity. So we're going to start in a standing position. I'll start actually this way, just coming into mountain pose. Nice strong stance, pressing all four corners of the feet into the mat. You can even shine your palms forward, bringing the belly button back toward the spine. I don't know if you can hear, I have a little weather going on, so maybe that, I don't know if you can hear it, but if you can, it's got a little peaceful ambiance behind us, a little rain, a little thunder. A little inhale and exhale. As we exhale, bring the shoulders down away from the ears. We're gonna pretend there's a string attached to the top of our head that we're pulling up on to kind of lengthen through the neck. So we're trying to get the top of our heads toward the ceiling to invite a little length into the neck and the spine. Pulling the shoulder blades together, almost like we're pinching an invisible pencil. Our toes are pointed to the front of the mat. Mine tend to kind of splay out a little bit, so I just have to be mindful of that. Belly button is pulled up and back to engage the core. Now we're in a strong, mindful stance. And we can start to come into the breath, inhaling through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. We're stacked head over heart, heart over pelvis, so we're not coming kind of slouching forward or hanging back. Breathing in through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. With each sigh and each release, letting go of anything we don't need right in this moment, any of our to-do list that can happen later. In this moment, you are here on your mat, giving yourself this time to dedicate to your body, your mind, and even your creativity by being here and working through this practice. So we'll give one more inhale and sigh it out. And now we're gonna start to flow. So we'll inhale, reach for the sky, stretching through the fingertips. And exhale, forward fold, slicing the hands through the center, leaning with the chin in the chest, bending the knees as much as we need for right now. Readjusting your stance, keeping those knees really, really bent, even bringing the chest to the top of the thighs, but keeping some length in that spine. And inhale, half flat back. Make a 7 shape with the body, bringing the shoulders away from the ears, hands to the shins or the thighs. And exhale back into the fold. And inhale, reaching for the sky, straightening through the waist. And exhale back into mountain. So that's half sun salutation. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, just inviting some movement into the body. If we haven't had much yet today, inhale, half flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale, reaching for the sky. Might hear some cracks. And exhale, back into our mountain pose. And now we'll continue on through that into a full sun salutation and continue through the rest of our flow. So we'll inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe with each fold, you straighten the legs just a little bit more. Inhale, half flat back. And exhale, we'll drop the hands to the mat, stepping that right foot back and then the left into a quick plank. We'll just inhale at the top and exhale, drop everything to the mat, the chest, the belly. Inhale, baby cobra, keeping those elbows pressed into the body toward each other. Sorry, I love storms. I don't know if you can hear it, but it makes me very happy. Exhale. Release everything. Sorry, distracted by the thunder. Inhale, pause here. Exhale, tuck the toes, pushing up through the plank or pausing here through in tabletop and pushing all the way back to a downward dog. We'll just take a couple moments, readjust if you need to. Find a comfortable downward dog, pressing all 10 into all 10 fingers. Lifting the tailbone up toward the sky. Bending the knees as much as you need. Pressing the heels toward the mat, but they definitely do not need to touch. Pulling the shoulders away from the ears. And then we're gonna move through the rest of our flow here. So we're gonna plant that left foot. So pushing the heel even more toward the mat, even if it doesn't touch. Reaching, I did not gauge my distance here a little correctly, so I'm not gonna kick my stand behind me. Lifting that right leg up toward the sky for three-legged dog. Keeping the toes pointed toward the ground, the hips square. Inhale. And on the exhale, bring the knee toward the chest and the foot all the way up between the hands into a runner's lunge. So our right knee is stacked over that right ankle. Can be up on your fingertips here or hands flat on the ground. That back knee is up, heel pressed toward the back of the mat. You can drop that right knee if you'd like, if you need a little more balance and stability. So lifted or dropped is fine. So we're here in our runner's lunge for just a moment. We'll take a deep breath in, maybe taking a moment to lift the chest away from the thigh, just to open the chest, pulling that right hip back, and exhale back, dropping the hands. And from here, we're actually gonna work our way into a lizard lunge. So we're gonna work that right foot out toward the edge of the mat, so the right edge of the mat, so a little wider than it normally is, and then that's going to move that right hand inside the right foot instead of the outside of it. So that right foot is as far to the right edge of the mat as you can take it. That left leg has not moved. Again, if you need a little extra balance here, you can drop it and untuck the toes, but you can also leave it up. So here, this is a great pose to open the hips, stretch through the hips. And being here, just here is enough for a lot of people. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that back leg. So you can stay here, or we can start to work our way a little closer to the mat. So if you have blocks, which I do, I just didn't get them out, you can put those here. Can start to kind of make our way, maybe only one elbow comes to the mat. Wherever you are here, we're just gonna take a few moments to breathe. If you can get both elbows to the mat, great. I'm not quite there. I'm kind of more here. This is a good stretch for me. But we also want to keep the integrity of the pose, so we don't want to like round the back and kind of try to drop into it or fall into it. We're holding, keeping everything in line. We're keeping the right knee over the right ankle as much as we can. Keeping the chest open, try not to fall into the wrists. And just breathing here or wherever you are. And then we'll slowly start to move the foot back towards center where we were. You're gonna tuck those back toes, lift that left leg back up. Maybe bring that right foot back to meet the left, and we're gonna just drop the knees right into child's pose. So we're gonna drop the bum toward the feet. Give the body a break here because it's a pretty intense stretch. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Inhale and exhale. And then from our child's pose, we're just going to come back up into all fours for just a moment. Tuck the toes. And we're just going to lift right back up into downward dog. You might need to readjust here so that the feet are under the hips. Pressing into, I'm going to move up a little bit. Adjusting where you need. Pressing the heels toward the mat. Lifting that tailbone up toward the sky. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to drop that right heel toward the mat. Lift that left foot up and back. So we're in our three-legged dog. Hips are square. Hip points pointed toward the mat. Inhale. And exhale, bring the knee toward the chest and the left foot up between the hands. If you need to give it a little help, go for it. We're pushing that right heel toward the back of the mat. Maybe pausing here in runner's lunge to just adjust your stance. It can be on your fingertips or your palms. Maybe we take just a moment on an inhale to lift the chest away from the thigh, shine the heart forward, and exhale back to the mat, where we'll start to work that left foot over toward the left side of the mat, and move that left hand to the inside of that left foot. So now our hands are together, close to each other without that foot in the middle. And we're in our lizard lunge on the other side, so we can be here with that long length in the spine, with that right knee lifted, or we can drop that back knee, untuck the toes. We're here, our left knee is still over that left ankle. And you can experiment with maybe things are a little different on this side, so you can start to work your way toward the mat. Again, I'm kind of, one elbow reaches, but the other's not quite there yet. And we're just breathing into that pose, finding a place that's comfortable for your body to rest, that's kind of just at the edge so you can feel the stretch, but not so it hurts or is painful. I'm not gonna force my other elbow down because it's not quite there yet. Especially in this pose, that might actually end up twerking the knee more than it needs to be. We're just gonna breathe here, opening the hips, giving our creative energies room to flow from that sacral chakra up through the rest of the body. Enjoying the ambiance that I at least have going here. I think you can hear it because I see my little sound bars bouncing. Wherever you are, maybe come back up off the mat into this pose, onto our hands. We're gonna start to work that left foot back to center. Plant the hands back on the mat. Tuck the right toes, lift that right knee up off the mat. And we're just gonna pull that left foot back to meet the right. Find ourselves in plank. Maybe pause here for just a minute. Invite a little strength, invite a little energy. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, let the knees fall to the mat. Let the bum fall back toward the heels. And if you'd like, you can come into regular child's pose, or maybe even try an extended child's pose. So we're gonna open the knees as wide as the mat. Bring the chest toward the mat. Reach the arms toward the top of the mat. Drop the forehead. And maybe give your forehead a little massage. Our feet are back toward the heels still. You take a deep breath in and sigh it out. This extended pose might feel really good after that lizard pose. And if you rock back and forth, sometimes you can even give yourself a little bit of a hip flexor massage here. But again, don't do anything that's painful. We're just kind of inviting movement that feels good in the body. And so you can rest here for a few moments, whatever feels comfortable to you. You can flip around and go into a traditional Shavasana, or you can take this energy that we've just cultivated, hopefully this kind of new path for energy to flow, maybe a little bit has been opened up that was blocked before, and take it to whatever creative project you are working on. So yoga immediately preceding time working on a creative project is a great creativity tool that I have found and put in my creativity belt, if you will. So thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste, warriors. Now go fight for your creativity.
Great flow, warriors. Now it's time to take that energy and create. If you still need a little extra inspiration, just grab a creativity prompt to get the ideas flowing. And if you have a friend who's also fighting writer's block, make sure to share this video and don't forget to subscribe. Now go fight for your creativity.